Shane, are you okay? Are you? Okay, good. Jill. She's gonna have a rose on her outfit real soon. Kenty.
Mike's gonna do his coffee routine here too.
I know, you can hear the coffee maker. I just want to see everybody that's here today. There's Joe in his Colorado Rockies shirt, and Mickey yawning.
You get to find out what the uniform looks like pretty quick.
Billy?
Mom can't.
We know what the hat. At least I think
Kent and Mickey are
must be
extremely
the home
bored.
hat.
See, Mickey, what you do. It's very contagious. Mr. Snell, Darla's dad. Hi. Darla, she's in the light. And Jordan. Hold on. Hi, girls. Isn't he cute? Oh, that's a fun game. He'll like that. And that's it.
So our house was a very central space.
Hi. Last big day in Garfield County.
Hi.
There's Kenty. Kent, how many coffees have you had, Kent? Enough to have to stop pretty soon. No.
Did you see it? What if I picked? Oh, I didn't. I put it back down.
Going back home real soon. What did I get? Shane. McMahon. Oops, Shane Man. Shane's been sick. Shane, say ah. I'm zooming.
Any better?
Ah.
Yeah, I think he felt
See if your throat's sore. You okay? Huh? There's Mickey. We all just got up. Wait, here's my picture.
We definitely would still be playing. We started way back on August the 15th, and we had 4 starters returning on offense and 5 starters returning on defense, and with hard work and a really dedicated bunch of young men. In fact, I've told these players over and over, and I direct a lot of this talk to the players. Usually when you have a team, and this is like 16 years I've now coached as a head coach in football, you usually have 1 or 2 players that honestly you wish would have found something else to do besides playing football. And we had 37 players on this team this year, and I can honestly tell you that I enjoyed every single one of them. And I think that's a real tribute to the parents and the rest of you here in this community. But by the end of the season, I think most of us would agree that saw us play. We had one of the finest teams in the state in Class 3A. Certainly one of our big highlights was the victory over Battle Mountain over in Avon when Battle Mountain was ranked number 3 in the state, and that was very exciting for us. We played 18 football games this year. We won 14, lost 3, and tied 1. The junior varsity, for the first time in several years, did not lose a football game. They were undefeated.
Wow.
So we're obviously looking very forward to next year. In fact, I enjoy these youngsters so much that I almost wish I could go on and coach basketball. They're probably back there saying, "Oh my God, not another sport with this guy. Baseball's enough." But it's just an absolutely sensational bunch of young men. After I just have one little story before I give out the awards. After the defeat at Monte Vista, and that was the 124th game I've coached as a head coach, and by far the most crushing defeat I've ever been involved in. And we kind of went into the locker room, and there were a lot of tears. In fact, we pretty much washed out the locker room for Monte Vista. And for the first time ever, I really couldn't think of anything to say. I kind of just walked around and tapped some of them on the head and things like that. And I finally came up with something I thought was relatively decent, that if you're going to play sports, you're going to have afternoons like this to go along with the evening, the excitement we had after we defeated Battle Mountain. I mean, that's just part of sports. You're going to have afternoons that were as disappointing as the end of that game at Monte Vista. On the other hand, you got to look at the phenomenal comeback they made in the 4th quarter.
Absolutely.
When I think probably some of us sort of sort of thought we were going to play out the rest of the season, and not with this bunch. It's just not going to happen. And one of the things that I'd like to say is when we got on the bus, you know, it probably took us 45 minutes to an hour to get on the bus. This is one of the things I enjoy the most about high school sports. We got on the bus and we started joking and having a good time and talking about this or that. And you know, if you were involved in college athletics or professionally, you'd say, can't understand how these guys are having such a good time after, you know, their season's ended. But to me, that's the whole idea of high school sports. It's time to go on. It's time to do something else. And we had a great time. When I was in the locker room, I turned to my assistant coach and said, can you imagine the 6 hours home on the bus? And it was absolutely sensational. I think that's another tribute to this fine bunch of youngsters. I have many thank yous. I'd like to first thank Patty McCabe and the cheerleaders. Sometimes I don't think they get quite the recognition they deserve, particularly in sports that are outdoors. I don't know, as I see the cheerleaders more than 4 or 5 times during the season in a football situation, whereas in basketball or something they're a little bit more recognizable. Also, for the first time, as you know, we had a halftime kicking contest, and I need to thank the Alpine Bank and the Village Smithy and the Crystal Theater that donated to that halftime kicking contest. A thank you to Doris Tesmer, who copied all the films for us. Tom Dion ran the water bottles down at Monte Vista. I think he was kind of stunned at the intensity of a high school football program, but I think he'll enjoy it next year. Ed McCabe and Darrell Warren did all the stats for us. Rick Harrington, once again, I try to thank him as much as I can. He was our team doctor once again, and tells us he's going to stay with us at least for home games next year, which will be really nice to have somebody on the sidelines that knows what to do with injuries. Dr. Mark Cook gave us the mouthpieces again this year. I have a special thanks for Pat Henry for his support during the year and for his arrangements for the trip to Monte Vista, the motel, the bus, etc. And after the breakdown we had on the way to Olathe last year in the little yellow school bus, we were delighted to have such a nice accommodations for the safety and the comfort. And probably the most important thank you is to the parents for the long hours they put in. And I hope you enjoy the fact that I think that when your sons are done playing football for us, they have a lot of discipline, responsibility, respect for others, and I think this is also a tribute to you. Another thing that I enjoy about high school sports is if we do it correctly, I think the players grow up from boys to become men, but it allows us coaches to continue to be boys. I mean, I can't think of anywhere else where I can run out there like a 50-year-old idiot running plays for the other team, and it gives me a great thrill to be out there. I also have thank yous, especially on the bus arrangements, to Mike and Carla Crick, Mike and Luann Costanzo, and Darrell and Rawlene Warren. And now I'd like to have a special thanks. They didn't want to come up till now, but now they're forced to. We are the only high school football program, Class 3A, in the state of Colorado that doesn't have at least 3 paid assistant coaches. We have only 1, and we could not get by without some great volunteer help. And this year, I got it from Tom Gosnell and Ty Derby. They'd come home from work. Sometimes they'd be all the way up in Aspen. I know they'd like to sit down sometimes and have a nice cold drink, forget about football. If they would come out there, and they just did an exceptional job for them, and I've got something a little special for them if they'd come up here, please. They've seen these before. In fact, one time Tom wore one for us in a little practice scrimmage we had. These are some football jerseys that Children's made for us years ago, and the stripes were not correct, and they said I didn't have to send them back, and I really appreciate what these guys have done for us, so I'm going to present a couple of jerseys to them.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that, you never know how their schedule is going to be next year, but I hope they'll be able to help us next year. Otherwise, we'll be going through the community looking for a couple of more volunteers. Now, the last person I have to thank before I give out some junior varsity certificates is my assistant, Larry Williams, and he's He's not going to get anything because he gets paid, but he's been with me now for 6 years, and I'm waiting for the time. I was thinking about this as I was driving over here tonight. I'm waiting for the time when he kind of moves farther away from me in each game, because what will happen is some team will be driving down for a touchdown. I'll turn to Larry and say, Larry, where are your linebackers? and Larry constantly gets picked on about, he must think that he coaches every position out there because it's always Larry. I haven't seen a linebacker. I'm waiting for Larry to say, you know, the reason why that guy just crossed the goal line, coach, is because your defensive backs didn't do anything either. But he's really been a tremendous support for 6 years, and I hope he'll continue to do it. I think he enjoys it, so that's what I'm counting on anyway. What I need now is if all the players that played even a down of junior varsity football would come up here and see it, because I want to recognize you for the undefeated junior varsity season.
Undefeated dudes.
Now, I hope they won't be completely confused. Some of them don't receive anything except these nice pins we have for participating in the state playoffs. Because if you receive a varsity letter, you don't get a certificate, but I want them to all come up here. So I'm going to give out the certificates and the pins to the ones that only get a certificate. I can't, I'd like to give a varsity letter to everybody, but you have to play. We have 9 regular season games, which is 36 quarters, and you have to play 18 of the quarters. Half the quarters to receive a varsity football letter here at Roaring Fork High School. So my first one is Nick Stoker. Jake Fordham. Travis Clark. Terry Broman. I want to say something special about Terry before I forget that we have a most inspirational award that we'll give later on this evening, and I think it's quite a tribute that Terry Broman, as a freshman, received several votes for the most inspirational player on the football team. Byron Burns. Steve Osberg. Mike Shanks. Keith Smith. Eric Bullock. Ryan Jepson. I think Ryan had to work tonight, he told me. Patrick Knoll. Okay, counting the ones that had some other commitment tonight, this is the junior varsity team that won 7 games, lost none, and tied 1. So the future certainly looks bright here at Roaring Fork High School. Thanks, guys. Now we're going to do the varsity letters by class. And after the player receives their letter, if they would please stay up here. We had 2 freshmen that received a varsity letter. One of them, unfortunately, has moved back to the state of Washington. He became quite a linebacker for us, and when he left, he said, well, I'm going to find a way, Coach, to get back here. And I hope he's right, because Michael Boucher was quite a football player for us. He received a letter. The other varsity letter winner as a freshman, and he played a great deal on special teams, and we have high hopes for him in the future, is Dan Dion. Sophomore letter winners. Why don't I'll say all their names and then they can come up here and sit down. Lucas DeWolf, Aaron Eberhard, Bo Crick, Ben Taylor, Jason Bezzozo, David Escabel, and Jason Maynard. The junior letter winners, David Derby, Ted Neeslanik, Mike Conklin, Daniel Self, Sam Criswell, Jeff Cook, Nick Costanzo, Doug Warren, Sean Sear, and Mickey Kavanaugh. Now we've kind of had a football tradition around here that I'll tell you a little bit about the senior letter winners. First we have a senior that played defensive end for us and also played some split end for us, and by the end of the year he gave us the pleasure of feeling like we probably had a sensational second punter, even though he never had a chance to do it. And a big thanks to Josh Fordham. The next 2 seniors, I'm kind of lumping them together because when we started in the summertime talking about who might play where, the coaches and I got together and we said, well, we got to find some people to play on the offensive and defensive line. And the names of James McDermott and Devin Smith came up, and neither one of them had ever really played any varsity football for us here at all. And I can't praise them enough for how far they came this year. Devin became a real good center and became an outstanding defensive tackle. James was an outstanding offensive tackle and also played some defensive tackle. In fact, probably the best game he played at defensive tackle was down at Monte Vista. So we have James McDermott and Devin Smith. The next senior is, in no particular order, is Rob Harrington. And Rob, of course, was a returning starter for us. He played offensive guard last year and linebacker. And as you all know, Rob had this problem with his shoulder about halfway through the season. And fortunately, it was resolved to the satisfaction of everybody involved. And I think Rob probably had his finest game at linebacker, also against Monte Vista. And I also need to compliment him because he was willing to move to an offensive tackle position after return because we had a sophomore, David Escabel, that was doing such a nice job at right guard. We didn't really want to move him, and so Rob stepped in there at tackle and did a fine job for us. Rob was also one of the team captains as voted by his teammates. The next senior is Chad Huck, and he of course played tight end and linebacker. And I need to tell, I don't think we usually keep these awards pretty quiet. Chad was third in the voting in the High Country League for the All-State game. And I'm going to go down. The league's gotten a lot bigger. We used to have 5 teams and now we have 8. So I'll be down in Denver on December 7th. A lot of times we get 2 players into the game and sometimes we can fight for the 3rd. And I'm hoping that Chad will get a shot because of his kicking abilities. He became quite a leader for us and just an outstanding tight end and linebacker and kicker. Chad Huck.
Yay.
The 6th senior, and it's always difficult to say goodbye to the seniors. I'm glad I see them in other sports and during the year. I think maybe one of the fortunate things is we have only 6 seniors, which is delightful. It was a shame when the season started, but now that it's over, we're delighted we have only 6. Is Ryan Casebolt, and last year Ryan played center for us and defensive end, and this year he showed up the first day of practice. We told him he was going to be a guard, a defensive tackle. Then we made him an outside linebacker for Eagle Valley. Finally, we moved him back to defensive end, and here's a young man that's come all the way from, as a sophomore, he had to do nothing but be on the scout team because he was ineligible due to grades, and it's players like these 6 seniors that make coaching so rewarding, and our 6th one, also a team captain, Ryan Casebolt. I might mention before I let these guys go back to their seat that the present senior class, of which there are 6 players, in 7th grade they did not win a football game, and in 8th grade they won only 1. So I think they should feel good about the last 2 years they've been in the state playoffs, and 2 years ago as sophomores we just barely missed it. We were ahead at halftime in a game we had to win to make it. So I think it's a real tribute to them how far they've come. So thank you to the seniors. Some all-conference awards, and the league has not quite gotten the awards together yet, but I can certainly announce who was chosen for all-conference. And like Mr. Benyo mentioned, we finished tied for 2nd with Battle Mountain, and so we are allowed to nominate, shall we say, a lot more players than if you were down farther in the standings. That's the way they've done it for years. We had 2 players selected the 2nd team offense. They were fullback Sam Criswell and split end Aaron Eberhard. Selected to the 2nd team defense was linebacker Mickey Kavanaugh. First team defense for all High Country League at a linebacker position, Chad Huck. And a defensive end, after we finally put him back there, Ryan Casebolt. Making the first team on offense were quarterback David Derby, and tailback Ted Nieslander. Now we have what I consider the highlight to the season, or to the awards for the football team, is the individual awards, and these are selected by the players. The coaches have nothing to do with this, and the players come the Monday after the last game of the season and choose the individuals to win these 6 awards. The outstanding offensive lineman was a tie this year, so we have 2 certificates to give out. They go to Chad Huck and Aaron Eberhard. The outstanding offensive back was Ted Nieslander. The outstanding defensive lineman was Ryan Casebolt. The outstanding defensive back was Mickey Cavanaugh. Now, our most improved player is, we kind of divided into two choices. You can either choose somebody that has made a lot of improvement from last year to this year, and that, of course, leaves out anybody that's either a freshman or somebody that's playing football for the first time. So you can also vote for somebody that's made an improvement from August to the end of the season, and that was the choice this year. We had a lot of players. In fact, I think there were 12 that got at least one vote for most improved. But according to the Roaring Fork High School football team of 1992, the most improved player is David Escobar. And the one that's kind of my favorite, because football is definitely a game of emotion, the most inspirational player on the Roaring Fork High School football team this year, in practically a unanimous vote, was Ryan Casebolt. And my final little comment before I wish you a good evening and please drive safely is after the Battle Mountain game on Saturday morning, I got a call from an official, one of the officials that had done the game, and he's from Kremling, and he said that he'd been following our football program here for years, during the good years and the bad years. And he complimented our players over and over for being so well behaved, for not talking trash, as we like to say, for playing hard until the game is over, for being disciplined, respectful, and he gave us credit for obviously trying to develop the leaders of tomorrow. And then he finished it up by saying, in my opinion, and the opinion of another official that had come with him from Kremling, you guys have one of the class football programs in the entire state of Colorado. And I didn't share this with the players or anybody else except for my wife, Denise, until now. And I remember saying as I hung up on the telephone, that's a lot more important than wins and losses. I think that we've, in the 6 years that we've been here, even when we've had teams that haven't done that well, that we've always insisted on discipline, insisted that the players come to practice, insisted that they go to study halls, insisted that they, probably maybe they don't agree to this all the time, that they lift weights, that they be respectful to their teachers, and maybe that's why I stand here and thank all the parents and the community. You know, it's always a lot easier to stand up there when you've had the kind of year we've had. But even if things don't work out next year, as far as wins and losses, I'll always be proud of the kids that represent Roaring Fork High School in football. Thank you very much.
I'd like to invite all you to the, excuse me.
We would like to say a few things. First of all, we'd like to thank the underclassmen. It's kind of funny when you hit a senior, you think to yourself, well, I thought to myself, this is the last time I'll throw on a pair of pads ever and play these teams. And without the other guys on the field, and a lot of young guys play for us, it's just not possible. And they played hard, and our backs got killed sometimes. The linemen were sorry. Sorry, Dave. I'd like to thank the coaches, most of all. It's just not possible. Sometimes I don't think they get the credit they deserve. 73 season, and just, you know, it's incredible how much effort these guys put in and how much time especially. And big thanks to Mr. Gosnell for me personally. Coming into this season, we had a coach quit on us just before the season started, and it dampened me pretty hard, but I really didn't even notice he was gone about 2 hours into the first practice. And that's all I got to say.
Man, that was pretty good.
I'd like to invite all of you to the winter sports. We start with the Brenda Pass tournament on Friday, December 5th. And I believe the JV girls are at Aspen on that 5th also. And we start a wrestling program in Glenwood. There will be one home match, and I invite you all to come out and support it. And thank you very much for your support of the football season.
Okay.
No, I can get it. Just these are hard. Wait, like, not right on. This
Okay. Go, go. And turn around, great.
Come in, sit anywhere. I think
That's
we're
right,
going to have
in front of
plenty of
It's up there.
Okay, we all jingle bells now.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits rise. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one-horse open sleigh.
Yay!
I don't know that we all know that.
Free from.
Practice silent music. Who wants to start it? Okay, Kate.
Holy night, all is dark, all is bright. Run, virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace.
Bienvenidos a nuestro programa. Welcome to our program, Holiday Costumes Around the World.
Yay!
Hello, my name is Christopher, and this is my friend Kate. Come with us to celebrate Christmas in Holland. During the last weekend in November, Santa Claus arrives in Holland in a large steamboat from his home in Spain. Along with him, he brings his white horse and his companion Blackfeet. Before Santa Claus Day on December 6th, we try to be very good. If we are naughty, Blackfeet may swat us with a birch stick, or worse yet, take us away to Spain in his big bag. During this time, our parents and older brothers and sisters are preparing surprise gifts for the family. They wrap the gifts in unusual ways, and they write funny poems from Santa Claus on the cards. The gifts are hidden until Santa Claus Day. On the eve of December 5th, we place our wooden shoes outside the door and fill them with hay and carrots for the white horse. In the morning, we hope the hay and carrots will be gone and our shoes will be filled with gifts from Santa Claus. Sometimes the doorbell rings and Black Pete's hand throws in candies and cookies. Then the door slams. We scramble after the sweet while Mother pulls in a large basket of gifts left outside. In other homes, gifts are not opened until little children have gone to bed. When we are in bed, the rest of the filters go night. First, we write letters to the Great Kindle Angel. We say we have been good. Then list the gifts we want. We put glue on the letters and sprinkle them with sugar. Then we put the letters on our windowsills. On December 12th, we have a lantern parade. Our friends from school, we make our own lantern. Christmas is the biggest holiday of the year in Mexico. The fun begins on December 16th with love beside. Last beside is a Christmas play that tells of Mary and Joseph's journey to Bethlehem. The play ends 9 days later on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve we sing a song and make the piano. Young people in the street. They made us love to sit and celebrate American art. It hangs in a doorway or from a tree branch. We try to break it with a stand. When the fruit is together, the gift is we go to church on Christmas Eve. The church bells ring and fireworks go bang, bang, bang. On Christmas Eve, ends on this is the third King's Day. Before we go to bed, we leave water and hay on the doorstep for the three kings. We wake up in the morning to find gifts from the three kings. What a surprise. We have a big dinner too. We eat roast turkey, tortillas, fried peppers, fruits, and vegetables. Who wants us to like to celebrate Christmas in France? We must get ready. Our family will decorate the Christmas tree with paper, roses, stars, candles, and tinsel. We will go to the fields and woods to find branches, moss, holly, and berries to decorate the house. On Christmas Eve, we put a large log on the fire. It is called the Yule log. We keep it burning until New Year's Day. Our parents go to church at midnight. They will come home for a big dinner. Hello, my name is Christopher and this is my friend Joe. Come with us to celebrate Christmas in Norway. My favorite custom starts at harvest time late in the fall. We save the very best wheat at Christmas time. At Christmas time, the wheat is put on tall poles in the yard. This is Christmas dinner for the birds. At Christmas time, we take especially good care of the farm animals. I take the cows some special food. We want to remember the animals because after all, they were the only ones once present at the birth of baby Jesus. In Norway, all the bells in every city start tooting at 5 o'clock to call the people to church on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Eve, our family has a big dinner. After dinner, it is time for opening presents. Then we hide all the brooms in the house. You see, long ago, Norwegians believed that naughty spirits came out on Christmas Eve, and they didn't want the spirits riding their brooms. The fire shovel and tongs are also hidden so the naughty spirits can't play with them. We burn spruce logs in the fireplace. The hot sparks will keep the naughty spirits from flying down the chimney. The lights are left on all night to keep away the lights are left on all night to keep away evil spirits, and one bright light is where you will go to welcome Christmas travelers. On Christmas Day, we go to church and spend a quiet day with our family. It is the day we remember the real reason for Christmas joy. We remember the birth of Jesus nearly 2,000 years ago. Come with us to Norway. You will enjoy our Christmas celebration.
Hello, my name is Forrest, and this is my friend Nick. Come with us to celebrate Hanukkah in Israel.
Hanukkah is called the Feast of Light. It is celebrated in November or December by people of the Jewish faith.
This holiday celebrates a time long, long ago when brave Jewish men won a battle for religious freedom.
After the 3-year battle, the soldiers returned to their temple to light the Holy Lamp. At last, they found enough oil to last one night.
Then a miracle happened. The lamps continued to burn for 8 days.
Hanukkah lasts for 8 days. Each night we light one more candle on the menorah, a special kind candle holder. We use a shamish or extra candle to light the other candles.
After we light the menorah each evening, our family gives it to one another. We sing songs and play games too.
Have you seen a dreidel? A dreidel is a top with 4 sides. We spin the dreidel at Hanukkah parties.
We decorate our homes for Hanukkah with blue and white stars and silver and gold dreidels.
Our families enjoy eating a special kind of food called latkes. They are round pancakes made from raw potatoes fried to a golden brown.
Let's play the dreidel game. You may spin first.
Hanukkah is a joyful
Crown with green leaves and candles.
She serves coffee and buns to the family while they are still in bed. She sings a song too. At 6 o'clock on December 14th, we have our Christmas Eve supper. We call it dipping in the kettle. For dessert, we serve cream rice pudding and ornaments in the plate. We put red paper on every door and window for good luck. Red and orange are the colors of it. On New Year Eve, we were
flag. Okay. You made that whole flag? Way to go. I see cookies.
Terry, on the Serbian leadership, all this savage policy of
I'm not going to say anything until those guys sit down regular. Duck.
Sometimes it's amazing.
Duck.
I was impressed by the work the U.S. forces
God.
did.
Duck. Duck.
But I'm concerned
Goose.
whether the U.S. forces
That's funny.
Duck.
I never played this.
are ready to have the forces turned over, to have the country turned over to peacekeeping forces, though I hope that will soon come. I would also say, Mr. Chairman, it seems to me that when we turn from peacemaking to peacekeeping, that probably the peacekeeping forces...
You can't go there! You can't do that! You can't do that! That's how I play. You can't do that.
Play right, Jill. Just because your birthday, you can't bend the rules. Now,
Okay, this way. Sit down.
I got an idea real quick. Do you girls know any little poems yourselves?
I had one last.
And I thought
Oh, okay. You don't know any poems?
Sit down, Lisa.
Just a short thing?
in the characterization
Okay.
of the
Okay. Sure.
This poem is called The Wizard and the Lizard. There once was a wizard who had a lizard. When the wizard and the lizard tried to cross the river, the wizard slipped and fell on the lizard. The wizard took the lizard to a wizard who had a lizard hospital. The wizard who fixed the lizard, or the lizard who fixed the gizzard in the lizard, was a very wizzy wizard. The wizard and the lizard went home to the white wizard who fixed him some gizzard. The wizard and the lizard ate the gizzard and went to go play with the new lizards on the block. So the wizard who wrote this lizard and wizard poem was a very wizzy wizard because lizards don't have gizzards.
And her name is Lisa. Okay. Okay. Lisa the lizard writer. We need more light.
This interview with retired statesman, scholar George
Macro open.
Sequins, glitter, tape right now.
Oh, how fun! Oh, that's gonna be good. That's cool.
You get that one. I'm opening all the other presents. Easily open.
Open the one from Crystal.
You didn't have to open it now, though.
I can tell us their shoes. Nuh-uh. It's not just, they're not
You know,
shoes.
this was like right after the bus came home, so nobody had time to wrap.
Oh, teddy bear.
Oh, how sweet. Isn't that sweet? Jill loves her teddies.
I like my teddy.
Okay. I don't know. Jill, I don't know if you want to unwrap all this stuff right now, do you?
I do.
Okay.
I guess you does.
Shane isn't even here.
Promise me.
You promise me?
Shane will just make fun of it anyway.
Okay.
Oh,
He is a boy. A typical boy.
from who? Who is it from?
Me? Oh, these are all for me and Dad and
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Good stuff.
And the boys, I guess.
Boys.
Why not?
She acts all excited, huh?
Yeah, she's really excited to have those roller skates. Boy, look at her light up.
So he just bouncing waiting for the other one? I don't need this no more.
That'll make a nice
Which one
hat.
did you give her? This one?
I didn't bring her one yet.
Oh, that's right. Was your mom going to come over? Should we have waited?
She's gonna bring
Well,
something.
I told the kids it'll be over around 5, so you better get going.
I'm anxious.
Another teddy bear. Push his belly. Push his belly.
Lift it up. Lift it all the way up.
Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. And it tells you all about the bear.
This is a great shirt.
It's a nightshirt. It's huge. It's one size fits all, so I figured you were part of all.
Except I think you're gonna walk on it.
Why I got it is because I can't stand the material they make kids' pajamas out of. It's so gross. It catches on your fingernails.
And I used to. Who's this from?
Same. What's on the top?
Open that first. A ring.
It's a jingle bell.
I lost my Christmas ring.
You did?
Good.
You lost your pink? Oh, at Mom's house.
Oh, it's at Grandma's house.
Yeah, it might be there. She may have found it. You lost
Wow.
your.
It goes flying
You lost
out.
this too.
How did I know it was a ring?
You know what it is?
I knew.
It's a
Oh.
claddagh. It's an Irish. It's like an Irish ring of friendship and loyalty. It's
It
hands
stands
with
for being
a
an
crowned heart. Isn't it pretty? Let's look at it close. Can I get it in here?
Probably not.
Not in these light.
We'll see.
We'll see if we can see it or not.
Well, it's just hanging.
Is it sweet?
Can you hit it?
Uh huh. Hi, girls.
Hey!
This will make a great movie. Oh, now that's pretty.
Aren't they pretty?
Melissa, go turn on that light over there for me. I think Dad thought you'd really like this.
Dad said you would like. So what your dad thought you would
But I doubt it.
For certain people to play you know what with.
Whoa. Hey, let's pop the bag. No, don't. Two. Oh, no.
It's a teapot.
Don't pop it. This is to keep it safe. A teapot.
Okay, Bo, take the bubble wrap off so we can see it in the movie.
So right after this.
Plus, you get to pop all that bubble wrap. You love that.
Mine. Jill.
Oops, now put her little head on her. Isn't she cute? You might have to rotate it. Oh,
It's a teapot.
Oh, that's
I
cute.
knew I should be holding because it's a
Mrs. What's her name? Jill. What's her name?
Mrs. Rabbit.
Mrs. Rabbit, of course. Rabbit ears and all. Us. A family. Oh, you should open the Lisa present first. Oh, you did. You did. Excuse me. It was
Who
the
is
paint
that
by
from?
number. That is from us too. Where is my head?
Of course. Pop it on your head. I'm gonna put it on my head.
Hey, we might need that. The teapot. Okay, Jill. Would you open the gift? Today while you're young. By the time she gets it open, she'll be 9.
There. What is it?
Oh, that's
You were
pretty.
supposed to blow the
Oh,
candle
that is pretty.
out before you open your present.
They said no. They changed all the rules. I don't know. Are they liberal or conservative? I think we should call them liberals.
Hey! Is it tape, Jill?
Mickey, how are the sports going today?
Good.
Pretty good?
It looks like it is. Underwear. Underwear.
Let's see her blush. And what else?
Underwear.
Something else is in that box.
Underwear. I'm not going to let you see it.
You know how sick I am of you wearing your other stretched pants? These are stretched denims.
And they're too long.
They are not. 7? I think they're 7.
Crystal, you take them.
Okay, last box.
Excuse me.
Honey, that's enough, Melissa. We might need that, actually. You might want to use it for Christmas ornaments or
I need
something.
my underwear.
Hurry up here.
Last one, and I bet you're gonna like it. I don't know what it is. Oh, I know.
Kind of low, isn't it, the spout? Can't really fill it all the way up.
Let's all wear a bow in our hair.
There you go. That'll make a good movie.
Little bow back here. Hey, you ripped this one.
Where?
Hey, I wear green.
Uh-oh, your hat came off.
Well, how about you?
Melissa. Ooh, that's so pretty. That's a better face than the other one you made.
How about me?
Let's see. Lisa doesn't have a hat. Oh, let me see. No, you're going too fast for me. There you go, Crystal Simmental.
Yep.
Okay.
Amanda, give me a shirt. No. Give me a shirt.
Be nice. And pants. Okay, that's about it.
And pants for the shirt.
Oh, I gotta get a picture of your cake. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
And Channel 4 and Frankenstein.
How long is it going to take you to make a wish and blow your
Okay, go.
candle out?
Make a wish. Let Jeffrey love you.
Ooh, it's only in 2nd grade. Turn the light on. There you go. Your candle's melting while you're thinking. Oh yeah, I want to see the happy birthday, Jill. Isn't that cute?
We're the men. Lady.
Okay. Oh!
Oops, I missed that. Wow, she did it. Okay, there's her bear outfit. That's her pajamas from me. And there's a little tiara and ring from Grandma Pat. And we're going to put yarn on them. And there's the earrings. They hang on really good. Thanks. From who?
Thanks from me to my Grandma Pat and my Grandpa Joe.
Because how old are you today?
8.
Well, I'll be darned. Okay. All right. There you go.
Hello.
Hi there. What you doing? Waiting for your necklace to get made? It's almost made. It's going to be beautiful. So it has to go around your head.
There it is.
Not that much.
There you are. Biting it.
Got my own scissors built in.
And there's my precious little things
Your necklace?
on the mirror. Get that pretty design.
I almost forgot that card from Grandma Pat. We had all those presents and then...
And now
Here
now
was
I
this
got
nice thing you could have been
$13.
wearing it your whole party.
Now I got $13.
Oh, you think you're so rich. And today's January 13th, 1993. Just changed another year. Okay, let's use these this time.
Moving it around. The world's spinning
Look,
here.
take a picture of yourself. In the mirror. Just look in the mirror. What? You quit jiggling? It makes a worse movie. Okay, here. Stand still. If you're going to move, go very gradually. Gosh, it's long enough. It's on your belly. Okay, take a picture. Oh, you are. Do you see yourself? Hold it steady now. Real steady. Okay.
I can't see myself.
Oh, stop. Don't walk all over. Okay, we'll find the tiara. Okay. That's
Get
good.
it close up. Put down on my shirt. There it is.
See you? Do you see me? No, look in the mirror. That's us.
Hello.
Hi, can you see both of us?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Isn't that weird?
And this is what my camera looks like.
Here's your ring and your earrings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, push your thumb in and it'll be all done. I'm gonna find a tiara.
Oh. Hello. Ah. I'm going to hide now. Bye bye. Whoops. Can't find the button. Uh-oh.
Thumb in.
No!
She's gone. She's disappeared.
Hopper, say hi. Jill, say hi.
Hi.
Where are you going?
California.
But where's that special place?
I don't know.
Starts with a D.
Disneyland.
What is it?
Disneyland.
Are you gonna go there? How did you get so lucky?
Sarah asked me.
That's nice. We hope you have a nice trip. Gonna make notes? Gonna make notes when you're there?
No.
Okay. 60 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, getting your tapes?
Yeah, trying to
You're
figure out
on
where
a
they
tricky
went.
story for a television
Uh-huh.
reporter because what you see may be less important than what you cannot see.
Oh,
On the dress code, see?
Jill, do you have a song you want to sing?
We are not
No.
going
Play.
after the nuclear
Please,
or
turn around.
biological
Turn
weapons
off the
or
camera.
Look at me.
Absolutely.
Chill.
Absolutely not.
She's gonna make a face.
Okay, play something like Fanfare.
No.
Come on, play it, even though you don't know it very well.
No.
Yes, talk.